little Rube. Say hello. Yo, so I'm back here with another episode of my prep series. I'm here with little Ruby making a little guest appearance. This is episode 8, I believe. I'm now 5 weeks out from my show, and last week I'd done a sort of different video. So after my check-ins and my prep update, I then went into a review of the guy that ate Big Macs for 50 years straight and somehow stayed healthy. If you haven't seen that video, a lot of people like that video, so go and watch that just here. I might do some more reviews of some mental people in the future, it seems as so many people did actually like that video. This week I'm going to be going into my check-ins and going over exactly what's changed through prep at the moment for me, because there has been changes made and my energy is going down, if you can't tell. I am waiting for a Coke Zero to kick in currently to give me that boost right now. After this week's check-ins and after I've mentioned exactly what I've been changing, I'm going to go into all of the sort of healthy snacks that you can replace in your everyday life just to basically help you lose body fat and become more healthy. Just easy replacements that you can do. So without any further ado, I'm going to go into week 5's check-ins. Here we go. So, as always, I'm going to go through my mandatories. We've got the front double bar there to kick it off with, and my weight has actually stayed the same, hence why things are starting to change quite drastically now. So my weight is still at 84.5 right now, or from my last check-ins, that's what it was on the Sunday. So my cardio now has gone up to 50 minutes on the stair machine instead of 40, and I'm now doing that 5 times a week, which is quite a big increase in cardio. It might not sound like that much, but 50 minutes on a stepper for 5 times a week is quite heavy. Also, along with that, my calories on my rest days are going down, so I'm now down to 160 on my rice meals. 160 grams of rice on the rice meals. I'm now having a bagel thin in the morning instead of a bagel. My jam has changed to skinny jam, if you haven't seen that on my Instagram posts. And what else? There was something else. Oh yeah, my light mayo has changed to skinny sauce, which is like virtually no calories. So as you can see, I'm still very lean, and this week's check-in after the drastic changes is going to be very exciting. So stay tuned for the following episode to see what this week of even less calories and more cardio has done to me. Right, so let's get into these healthy snacks then. By healthy, what I mean is predominantly stuff that is low in saturated fat and also low in calories, so it isn't calorie dense foods. These things can literally help out everybody. It's not just for the hardcore gym goers, it's for everyday life people. If you're someone that isn't smashing gym necessarily and you just want to improve your diet and have a bit more of a healthy diet, you can use these things instead. There will be things that you can eat a lot more of and have a lot less calories. It's a win-win basically, and it still tastes very good in my opinion. Obviously everyone's going to be individual, but take it as you will. So kicking off with number 1 would be PB2. I'll put a picture here. It's a peanut butter powder, or you can get the almond version with the powder or the hazelnut version with the powder, and also they do like a cocoa, which somehow is less calories than the non-cocoa peanut butter powder. So I'll definitely recommend getting that. What it is it's just a peanut butter powder which you can add with a little bit of water to create the peanut butter, and they take out 90% of the fat, I believe it is. It's so much less calories, especially if you're someone that likes having a peanut butter or an almond butter as well. It's so much less calories. It still keeps the high protein content, so you're still getting your protein fix from that, and it's a win-win because you can then chuck it into other things such as protein shakes, oats on top of your cereal. I also put it into like a protein ice cream mix sometimes when I'm not on prep like this. You can add it to a bit of water and then put it onto rice cakes. There's just endless options for this. It's a banging one to kick off with. Number 2 is bagel thins. So you've heard me say it time and time again that that's something that's actually in my diet right now. And a bagel thin is just going to be clearly less calories, as it's a lot thinner than a normal bagel, and they're actually less calories than a wrap as well. So it's the most least calorie dense sort of form of carbs that I've got in one of my meals, and it still satiates me. It still makes me feel like I'm having a nice treat, because essentially I am still having that high carb little intake there. And I'll put a comparison here from bagel thins to normal bagels, and you can just switch them out. It's an easy thing to switch out. If you're already having bagels in your diet, switch to bagel thins and then you can eat more for the same amount of calories. So number 3, on the topic of these carbs slash bread sort of foods, there's a ton of options. If you're a bread eater and you love your toast in the mornings or whatever, which I completely understand, because I could smash an entire loaf of bread right now just with butter, or just on even on its own, but obviously I can't do that. There is better options for you. So a Warburton's white bread, the stats are up here, which is clearly very high in calories per slice. Now you can get other bread such as this Danish bread here, which is only 62 calories, I think it is, per slice, which is a hell of a lot difference to the Warburton's one. So again, if you aren't really necessarily looking to drop the weight, you can have more of the Danish bread for the same amount of calories and then be more satiated, which I guarantee if you swapped a few of these things out, you wouldn't actually end up eating as many calories as you normally would, because you'd be more full from having more substance. So number 4, this is for me another good one, as you may have already seen, but it is the small jelly pots. See, I never really used to be that much of a fan of jelly, but if you are a fan of the jelly, or you've got a bit of a sweet tooth and you like delving into your sugary snacks and stuff, this is basically perfect. These small pots of jelly here, although they say 10 calories on them, they're actually only 7 calories. The reason that they say 10, I believe, is for marketing. So for some reason, 10 calories on a pot looks and sounds better than having the number 7 on there. Compared to a sugar-laced jelly, it's a lot more calories. You can literally feel full and satiated on a couple of these, which will only amount to 14 calories rather than the heaps of calories that you're going to be getting from a sugar-based one. I know to get the best flavours, people who know me personally, you have to go far and wide. You have to go to different shops to try and find the best flavours, purely because they sell out so quickly. But they do have very good flavours, such as cherry bakewell. It's good to get a variety of them and mix them up, but yeah, stick with the jellies. Number 5, right, just a quick one, the 0 calorie fizzy drinks. If you like, again, having the fizzy drinks and you've got the sweet tooth, just switch up from the normal ones to 0 calories. Like Pepsi Max cherry does not taste bad at all. It tastes fucking unreal. Like, just switch them out. There's loads of different options. There's loads of different options to have the 0 calories instead of the full fat ones, and you're going to be saving yourself calories left, right and Chelsea, and feel more full from having that carbonated drink. Number 6 is Smart Pop popcorn. This is straight from Coach Greg's page, I won't lie. If you haven't seen him, give him a watch, because he is a very smart guy. He's done heaps of things and research over the years to optimise his intelligence on dieting, basically. But yeah, Smart Pop popcorn is very, very good. It is American, so if you're in the UK, you will have to order it in from America. There are sites where you can do it, and it's very easy to get it. They do stock it in the UK at the moment on these specific sites. It's like Taste of America or something like that. I'll put a little thing up. But popcorn is very good for keeping you full, and if you're a snacker. See, I'm a snacker, so I've actually tried this Smart Pop popcorn, and it's very good. It's sweet and salty, which I like, and it's barely any calories. You could swap out literally like a wrap during your day, or minimise a little bit of the rice to have the carbs from the popcorn instead, and you're going to eat so much more. In one small serving like this of normal popcorn, it's going to be very high in calories, but in smart popcorn you can literally have 2 big bowls of it, which is 1 bag equivalent, and the calories are minuscule in comparison, and you will be very full clearly. So the next one, I'm going to go into sort of a few things. It's going to be fruit, but it's not all fruit. So the best fruits to have, I mean, of course you're not going to get overweight by smashing the fruit, obviously, but there is better fruits to have which are going to be lower in calories and keep you full, which at the top of my list would be watermelon. Clearly in the name, this holds a lot of water again, but it's sweet, so it's going to give you that like sweet kick, and it's going to keep you full from the water intake. Also along with that, you've got your strawberries, you've got your blueberries, and not only do you have to eat these on their own, but you can chuck them into your blender or chuck them into your shakes, and it just bulks it out with some low calorie dense tasty stuff. Onto the next one, which is these bad boys, rice cakes. I wasn't really a fan of rice cakes, to be honest with you, but that was before I realised they do crazy flavours like chocolate rice cakes, caramel rice cakes, sour cream and chive rice cakes, and they're all mega low in calories, as you can see from each pack. Each one's a bit different, but in comparison to a packet of crisps or something, they are so much lower. So you could eat way more of these for the same amount of calories, if not less, than a bag of crisps, and have the same amount of calories. So you're going to feel more full. It's not even going to taste bad. You have to give it a go before you just write them off completely. Again, on the crisps sort of page, there's better alternatives to the crisps as well. I don't know if people have seen them, because recently they've sort of taken off, is the lentil chips and the sort of pop chips. So the lentil chips and the pop chips are again a lot lower in calories than the fried like Walkers or the Pringles and stuff, but they still taste very, very good. The lentil chips I would die for right now. They're so good. I eat them even on the off season when I don't have to be on such a calorie deficit. Another awesome one that I've found recently is Skinny. If you don't know what Skinny is, Skinny's like a company that does a lot of very low calorie dense stuff. So all the Skinny sauces that I mentioned in my previous video, and they also do other things which is quite unique. You often find them in places like B&M, which is where I often find the Skinny sort of stuff. And I've purchased some Skinny noodles recently, because noodles are quite calorie dense. If you get like a pack of ramen, if you have a look at the back of that, it's going to be like 400 or 500 calories sometimes just for these noodles. But the Skinny noodles are far, far lower in calories, as you can see. So you could eat again the same amount and have a lot less calories. And once again, if you just replace your noodles and your bread with these things that I'm saying, you just choose a couple of these things from the list today, you're going to be dropping body fat percentage without even having to put any work in. You don't have to do any extra cardio, you don't have to do any extra energy outtake. You can just swap your daily routine things with lower calorie alternatives like this, like these healthy snacks, and you will automatically be dropping the body fat, and you will ultimately look healthier and feel healthier from it. I've got 2 more to give you. Obviously the list can be endless, but my last 2 are one of my favourite 2, so listen in. The next one is the 1 calorie spray oils, which I use religiously. I don't use any normal olive oil or extra virgin oil and stuff like that. I just use this 1 calorie spray. You can get different flavours of them if you shop about, so it's my favourite one is the garlic one, because it adds like the garlic flavour. I absolutely love garlic, and garlic's quite strong and it's not giving me any extra calories whatsoever. I also have a chili one, which is perfect for if you love a bit of extra spice and just gives you that extra little edge. Where are you going? And there's other ones as well, like aromatic one. If you're not into them flavours, you can just get the plain 1 calorie ones. But for me personally, it just adds another little something for 0 calories extra. So I choose the flavoured ones for sure. But all you can do, you can use this for everything. You can use it on the George Foreman, just give it a couple of sprays. You can use it in the pan, you can use it in the saucepan, you can use it everywhere. It's absolutely perfect. The last one is my all-time favourite, would be the low-fat cheese, or the almost 0 fat cheese. So it's, if you go into the shop and you're going for the cheese aisle, I adore cheese. So
Grommet, that's it, cheese. We'll go somewhere where there's cheese.
This one's brilliant for me. The 50% grated mature cheese is my go-to, but any of the 50% reduced fat cheeses, they are brilliant, because if you look at the stats of that, there is so much protein to fat ratio. It's almost like having a protein shake every time you have one of these servings of cheese, honestly. So not only is it going to be a lot lower in calories, but it's also going to give you a lot of protein. So if you're someone that doesn't really track your calories and stuff, if you're chucking in this high protein cheese, low fat, then you're probably going to be hitting the calories. Then you're probably going to be hitting your protein intake that you need to maintain your muscle or even grow muscle without having to worry about tracking it too much. Off the back of that, people are going to maybe try it, or they're going to see it and be like, nah, I'm not going to get that because it's not going to be flavoursome, it's going to be like, it's going to taste like rubbish. But there's options for, in this day and age, there's options for these low fat cheeses. So for me, I buy a mature low fat cheese, so it's still got that nice mature cheese flavour and gives you the high protein, the low calories and the low fat, which is the main thing, because cheese is very high in fat unless you're getting this 50% reduced one. You can get the 20% one, but at that point you may as well just buy the 50% one and just go all out. And it still melts good, as you've seen in my grilled wraps and stuff when I was actually allowed to have the cheese, and I will definitely be buying it again once I am off of my prep and starting to put the calories back up again. So that's the end of all of my healthy snacks. Like I've said, please just give these a go. Don't just see them and think, oh, now they're going to taste nasty, blah blah blah. Just give them a go. When you're in the shop, just keep an eye out for a few of these things. Even if you replace one of these items today with the items that you're already having, that's already going to put you in a healthier stead, and it's already going to put you into more of a calorie deficit, and ultimately you're just going to be healthier overall, and you're going to be dropping body fat percentage. So who doesn't want that? Because then it shows off your gains even more, doesn't it? Shows off your gains even more. She's on the maximum anabolic mouse at the minute, so we'll see how she gets on the next check-in, shall we? Also, next episode, I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing my first full day of prep, so I'm literally going to be recording everything from the moment I'm waking up. You're going to see my morning routine, you're going to see my meals, you're going to see the gym, you're going to see the stepper, you're going to see literally the highs and the lows of the day, how my meals go down, and how my energy actually fluctuates, because that's something that I've tried to keep high whilst doing these videos, because it can become boring if you're watching a video and someone hasn't got this high energy and whatnot. So I'm having a meal before the videos, as you know, to try and keep me there. Also, I have something very cool for next episode to show you. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I have had a wicked delivery. This is one of the things that I said was in the pipeline, which I'm psyched to show you. I haven't got time this episode to be able to show you, and also I need to sort some things out, some paperwork out within this, but it will be probably on the end of the next episode, so you're gonna have to stay tuned to see that, because that's coming. But yeah, if you haven't already, please hit the like button down below. Please subscribe to my channel to keep updated on how my prep's going. And if you haven't seen it already, go back and watch my last video of the review of the man who ate the burgers for 50 years, just here. And my full prep series, if you've missed any of the other videos, will be just down here. But until next time, let's make some gains. Boom.